Let's talk for just a minute about how you got involved with Charlie's Angels, because up until then your focus had been on producing and directing videos and commercials. What made the transition to feature films with Charlie's Angels?
You know, I sort of got involved in the whole Hollywood thing by wanting to be a record producer. I mean, there's a guy named Rick Rubin who started Def Jam Recordings out in New York, in his dorm room in New York, and I thought he was the coolest guy in the world because he sort of, you know, found the Beastie Boys and he found LL Cool J, and here's this guy in a dorm room at NYU who, you know, got this record label going. So I was born in Michigan, but I grew up primarily down in Newport Beach, where there was a very, very active music scene. And I was working with some of the bands down there, and you know, the songs weren't that great at the time, but I knew a lot of these bands were sort of, you know, visually very exciting. So I said, we got to make a video, we got to make a video. And you know, I just had a buddy who was a camera loader and feature, so he could get the gear, and we got it together, and we shot a video for some of the bands down there, like, you know, No Doubt and Stone Temple Pilots and Rage Against the Machine, or bands that were from down there. And I'd always been a still photographer and a, you know, huge film fan my whole life, you know, because, you know, I wasn't that athletic and I didn't really have that much going on in that respect. So, you know, I wanted to move forward and express myself visually. So I shot a couple of music videos. I didn't really even know what it meant to be a director. I just knew what I wanted the end result to be. And I sort of put one foot in front of the other, and the videos helped me, you know, move from, you know, this size budget of, you know, basically $0 to this size budget of, you know, up to, you know, some of those videos are almost $1 million, where you can really start to cut your teeth and develop your imprint as a filmmaker. So I'm doing that, and I'm pushing a lot of film to the camera, and I'm learning more and more and sort of developing my style, which is, you know, basically sort of reactionary to what was going on in Seattle at the time, which is very sort of, you know, stare at your shoes and be bummed out. And I was very into, like, you know, Busby Berkeley musicals and, you know, extravagant production numbers. And make a long story short, or shorter, that's what Drew took a liking to, you know, and I wanted to meet Drew because I heard she was attached to Charlie's Angels, and she was kind of a rock and roll girl with the similar sensibilities, and I thought, you know, if I could just meet her, I'll bet you we'd have a similar take as to what to do with this picture. So I tried to meet her, and she wouldn't meet me, you know, she canceled like 7 times, you know, but I just sort of kept my nose to the grindstone and kept trying to get that meeting until we finally met. And I remember meeting her, and it was just, you could tell it was just really sort of, you know, just the last ditch. You've canceled on this guy 7 times. She was kind of like this in the meeting and just like, yeah, that's great, that's really cool, that's great. But I kept talking to her about, you know, look, most of the films that come from old television shows are really, really bad. Why do they have to be so bad? Most of them are a real letdown. There's an occasional film that's really exciting, but most are not good. And then she sort of perked up and went, yeah, you kind of got something there. And we just got to talking, and I told her how, you know, what I wanted to do and what the film was going to look like, what it was going to feel like, and why it was going to be different, and why she was going to be powerful and have fun and do this and be an example without being preachy, and went on and on and on until she sort of warmed up, and then we started, you know, to bounce ideas back and forth off one another, and, you know, got really, really excited and took it all the way. And then she became my advocate. And I had to do it all over again at Sony. I remember going in there and pitching it to Amy Pascal, who still runs the studio, to Lucy Fisher, who at the time was running the studio. She's married to Doug Wick. Doug's the guy that produced Gladiator, and Lucy's very accomplished, like, friend of Stanley Kubrick, you know, very, very sophisticated, intelligent woman. And I'm in there trying to get these people excited about this movie, and I'm pitching the whole movie top to bottom, literally in real time. Just going over on this scene, you know, Cameron's got her netgear on. She's driving a car, it's on 2 wheels. And she does, you know, and then she goes to Soul Train. And, you know, and, you know, they were really just seriously in there just looking at me like this. And, you know, Drew was looking at me, you know, just excited, like, you know, go on, you can do it. And, you know, it was just, I befriended Drew, then she helped me get to the next level, and you just keep putting one foot in front of the other and doing what you got to do.